Hello and welcome to another empowering episode of Empower Her. My name is Nwachinemere, your host for this program, and today we embark on a crucial journey, exploring the delicate yet powerful balancing act that many women undertake, and that is navigating the realms of motherhood while excelling in their careers. I say it all the time, working moms are superheroes. Now, this is a topic that resonates deeply with many, and today's discussion promises insights, wisdom, and perhaps a few revelations. So before we dive in, remember to connect with us on our social media handles, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtvlive.ng. Our Facebook is Spectrum TV Live, and our Twitter, that's X, is Spectrum T Online. Your questions and your stories are always welcome. Now, let us get started. Our topic today, balancing motherhood and career, is a testament to the incredible multitasking abilities of women. Juggling the demands of motherhood while pursuing a successful career is no small feat. And for all the women out there doing it, I constantly give you your flowers. You guys are superheroes. And today, we unravel the complexities of this balancing act. And of course, I'll be joined by an extraordinary guest who manages both with grace and determination. You can be a part of this conversation. You can send in your questions at bestwatchinemere60@gmail.com. Also, if you have tips on how you can manage or how you have managed so far, please also send to our email. I'm sure that others will learn a thing or five from your insights. Now, let's go on a quick break. We'll be back in a sec. Welcome back to Empower Her. This is that program designed for you as a 21st century woman. Let's dive deep into the intricate world of balancing motherhood and career. It's a reality many women face daily, and I want to shed light on the practical challenges and provide, of course, invaluable tips to navigate this journey. Some of these challenges are time management, managing societal expectations, and of course, the guilt that you're never doing enough. And of course, advancing your career through it all. Why did I talk about time management? Time management is one of the most common challenges. Balancing deadlines and work with the demands of a family can be overwhelming. It's like juggling multiple balls all at once. And I talk about guilt and societal expectations because so many women feel guilty. Guilt for not spending enough time with their children, or guilt for not giving their full attention to work. Now, societal expectation about the ideal mother and the ideal employee. This can intensify, through all of this, you want to advance your career. Balancing the desire for career growth while prioritizing family can be a tough nut to crack for anybody, man or woman. It's like juggling multiple balls all at once. And then I talk about guilt and societal expectations because many women feel guilty. Guilt for not spending enough time with their children, or guilt for not giving their full attention at work. Again, societal expectation. This is about the ideal mother, being the ideal employee. And this can intensify these feelings. Now, through all of this, you want to advance your career. Balancing the desire for career growth while prioritizing family can be a tough nut to crack for anybody. Women often worry that dedicating time to family might hinder their career progression. I've mentioned the challenges, of course, but this is Empower Her. And Empower Her will never be complete if I don't give you tips on how you can manage these challenges, right? Don't worry, I got you. My first tip for you today is effective planning. Start with a well-structured plan. Prioritize tasks and allocate time for both work and family commitments. Utilize tools like planners, digital apps to stay organized. My tip 2 is communication. After all, they say communication is key, right? So open communication with your employee, your employer, and your family is crucial. Negotiate flexible working hours if possible, and ensure your family is aware of your work commitments. The third is to set realistic expectations. It's important to set realistic expectations for yourself. Understand that achieving a perfect balance is a myth. Some days, work might take precedence. Other days, family might be the priority. After that, you must master how to delegate responsibilities. Don't hesitate to delegate tasks at home and at work. Build a support system both at home and in your professional life. Finally, self-care. Never underestimate the power of self-care. Taking care of your mental and your physical well-being is fundamental to maintaining the energy needed for both roles. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Connect with others, share your experiences, and let's empower each other. After a short break, we'll delve into our next segment where we'll talk to our guests for today. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Empower Her. Of course, this is that program designed for the women. And of course, if you are just joining us, yes, you have missed a whole lot. You have missed so much. And I'll encourage you to head over to our YouTube channel, our Spectrum TV Live, to go and catch up on or start from the beginning of the episode. And of course, find other episodes of Empower Her. And now this is that time where we get to chat with our baby girl for today. This woman, I call her Superwoman, and I call her, you don't want to know the name that I call her, but she is that good. So she's been effectively managing her career with her family. And you know what I say here on Empower Her, having a family, being a mother is already a day job on its own. It's already a full-time job. Now combining that with her life or her career is a superpower, and that is the conversation that we want to have today. That is what we want to talk about today. So please join me to welcome Mrs. Nwachinemere Dominica Jude. Hello, welcome to Empower. And as always, you are looking so beautiful.
Thank you.
First of all, what is the secret to that?
God.
God.
Thank you so much.
And again, how are you? You know, I've had a guest here on Empower Her when I did an episode on single mothers. So, and I asked her, how are you doing? And she said, best. You know, people don't really ask us that question. They just ask us, how is the baby? How is the children? How is work? But nobody really asks them, how are you by yourself? So, how are you?
I am successful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Mm.
And I'm doing right.
I like that. And I like how you are so positive about all of that.
Yes.
Now, talking about motherhood, how would you describe motherhood in, like, say, a word? How would you describe motherhood?
In a word, I would say that motherhood is a gift to the women. Yeah.
It's a gift to the women. You know, there's something I hear you say. You say, you are not a woman until you're a mother. I do not agree with you on that. I don't agree with you on that. But why do you say that? Let us hear why you say that.
Okay, it's not really like you're not a woman until you become a mother. You are not really a full-blown woman if you are not a mother. Yes. You know, women go through so many phases in life at every stage, at every time. But there is this particular part of being a woman that you only experience it. No matter how long you hear it, no matter the thousands of times you talk about it and hear it, you have to experience it to really understand that. And that is childbirth.
Okay.
Which puts you through the journey of motherhood. Yes.
Yeah.
No matter how our mother tells us that you would have these children, you will give me grandchildren, you're going to have this, it's not easy, you do this, look at the processes. No matter the countless times we want to talk about it, you are not really, really full until you go through that process of child labor and then delivery.
And you know that some women choose to not have children. Some women choose to not have children. They choose to remain single, or they choose their career, say, I'm not cut out for this. It doesn't make them any less of a woman.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Yeah.
It doesn't.
So the next time you say to me that you are not a woman until a mother, I'll remind you that you just made the statement.
But it's a life choice, though.
Yeah, it is a life choice. And any choice you make, as long as you're making the choice for yourself, is valid. Okay, so there's another thing that I would like to talk about. You know, managing your career, managing your time, your work. For example, you work 9 to 5. Let us assume you work 9 to 5. Managing that with your family, like having your family, your children to take care of, your husband to take care of. How has it been for you?
It's not been easy. I wouldn't lie. It's not been easy. You know, having to put up with work And then after work, you get home to go and do the domestics in the house, look after the kids, and other things you need to do in the house to put the house in order. Is not easy. You understand? So we've been trying the best we can to make sure that we put in a lot of hard work inside, so that as we are doing this, God will help us. Yes. How have we been able to manage this? Through routine.
Oh, routine. Okay.
Yes. We have a routine, and if you're listening to us out there, you need to have a routine. This is the only way you get through this, because it's not something that you just wake up and start doing. You don't wake up in the morning and then you say, okay, I need to do this and I need to do that. You need to plan a day before. Like when you're done for the day's work, as you get home, you need to put yourself together. I know there are some people that might want to cook, and then some people might want to rest, but you need to put yourself together that night through the next day's routine. So you have to have a regular routine
that you follow,
so you can actualize all this. Let's take, for instance, mothers that wake up 4:30 a.m. or 5 o'clock a.m. You know that this is your routine, that when you wake up, you make the food for the kids to go to school with, you make the breakfast for the day, and then you get them ready for school, and also get yourself ready too for work. Because while they're going to school, you are also preparing to go to work. And you need to be at work like 8 or before the 9 o'clock you start your work. So you need to make a routine of how you do it, getting yourself ready and them ready at the same time. And if you have a supportive partner that is helping you, that is a bonus for you.
And I think that having a supportive partner is something that every woman deserves.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be like a gift. I have a supportive partner, or because you are so good, God bless you with a supportive partner. I think that every woman deserves a supportive partner.
Yes.
So, but how was it for you before you developed this routine? How was it for you, trying to manage the home and also your career? Or did you take a break at any point to say, you know what, I'm just going to figure out this whole motherhood thing out before I now come back and start working on my career?
Times after times, I've been wanting to take a break. But you don't see yourself doing it. I don't see myself doing it. Why? Because I love to work. I love to work. It's like a therapy for me. It makes me feel whole. Sometimes when you're a mother, you see yourself running around the house, doing so many things in the house, cooking, looking after the kids, taking care of your husband, and all things and things. Sometimes this thing makes you forget who you are. So for me, when they are done with their morning job, going to school, and I go to my work, I feel fulfilled. I feel like a human being again.
Yes.
This is what makes me happy. So I love to work.
Yeah.
So it was hard at first. When you have kids that are of going to school level, that are already on their way to school, that are going to school, it's going to be hard for you to balance it at first. Waking up that early, preparing that child to school, and you see yourself sometimes running behind schedule, especially for the child, because there is this morning drill they go through in school,
and you don't want your child
in the assembly,
and you want to inculcate the habit of punctuality in the
them.
child.
Yes. So it wasn't easy. So at first it was hard, because my son was going to school very late while I meet up with work. And where I work, I was doing this newspaper review that goes by 8 o'clock every morning. So I need to be in the office max 7:40 to get ready for that program. Already, prior before then, as I'm running around in the morning, by the 5 a.m. I wake up, I'm already sourcing for the newspapers, the dailies, what to take and all this. So it's not been easy. You're on your phone here, and you're cooking, and then you're also trying to sort out what they wear and all those things. But with the routine, when I developed that routine, I started sorting out what they wear a day before. That is in the night. And then if I'm to make something like rice and beans, I would filter the beans of the stones and then get them ready, get the necessary things I need, get them aside. So when I wake up in the morning, I will just go and cook while I sort myself with the newspaper reviews, because this is not something that you do a day before. You have to get the current stories
as they are trending.
As they are dropping. You need to get them immediately. So it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. Developing that routine helped me a lot.
You talked about something. I was going to ask you, why do you work? Now you're a mother, which we all agree is a full-time job. I was going to ask you, so why do you work? Why do you have a day job? But you've mentioned quite a bit that I picked. I picked like 4 different reasons why you, Chinenye, work. But just in case other people did not pick it as fast as I did, will you tell us why you choose to work? Because I mean, you are a mother, you are a wife. You can easily say, let me just stay at home and take care of the home and take care of my children. But why do you work?
Okay, before being a mother, I was doing something. So because I'm a mother doesn't mean I have to drop it. So why am I working? I'm working because I want to be fulfilled. I want to be financially empowered. Yes.
Very important.
Being a mom
very important.
doesn't mean that you cannot chase your goals. You need to chase your dreams. So I'm working because I need to actualize my goals and my dreams.
Yeah.
While I'm also at it being a mom. So we try to balance it. So I'm working because I need to actualize my goals and I need to be me for me. To remind myself that I'm still me.
Go girl, we are rooting
to
for
remind
you.
myself that I'm still me.
Yes.
And also for fulfillment and achievements. Working would help me do that. Yes.
And I remember when you were talking before I asked you this question, you actually said that working is like therapy for you.
Yes.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You know, some people, when they just start building their own family, they just let go of the fact that they were once, or they are still themselves. Now, at home, you are mommy, you are honey, depending on what your husband calls you. But at work, you are just Chinenye.
Yes.
And you are that 5-year-old who used to dream. You are that 12-year-old who had this grandiose dream. You are that 23-year-old who you knew you were seeing yourself wearing this very corporate clothes, going to work, you know, being financially independent.
Yes.
So that is another. And there's something I read, and I had this conversation with some people. You know, some women, they end up having resentment. Like when you start having children. Now, if you decide that you don't want to work, that is totally valid, and as long as it is your choice. But some women will be like, they actually do want to work, but because they are trying so hard, or it's difficult for them to create a balance, they end up just staying at home and taking care of the family, which is a full-time job. But one day you wake up and discover that you are 56 already. Your last child is already in university, or even married.
Yes.
And you are now here, you are thinking to yourself, asking yourself, so where is Chinenye? Where is that young girl that wanted to be an on-air personality? Because you are a radio presenter, right?
Yes.
So where is that young girl that wanted to wake up early in the morning and analyze headlines? Where is that young girl that wanted to be a TV presenter? Where is that young girl that wanted to be a lawyer? Where is she? Where is that girl that her father told her, you can be anything you want?
Yes.
What happened? And then you discover that at the end of the day, some of them end up, you know, because they'll feel like I have sacrificed myself for my family. They become resentful. They become bitter. You don't want to be that woman who is bitter because you are not able to meet your goals. So in as much as you are trying, as much as you can, to balance your family and balance your career, but do not let go of who you are as a person.
Yes.
Because you are first a person. She was first Chinenye before she became Mrs. Somebody. So now you talked about something else, another reason to work, financial independence. Can you, shine a light on that for us in a bit?
Yes, financial independence, given to the way the country is going right now, if you are not a working mom or a mom that is actually doing something to help the family, it's going to be very tough on the side of the man. Yes. So being financially empowered and also independent, it also helps in the family in a way that there are things that you cannot wait for the man to do because your kids are now involved. So when the man is out there and you can't reach him at that point, you need to sort yourself out. But if you are not working, if you're not making means for yourself, you can't do that. And you see that these children, they lag behind. And another thing again is, if I am financially empowered, my children actually looks up to me.
Yes, and you are teaching your daughter that, the values of having your own money as a woman.
And being independent, while you are also dependent on your husband, And it helps you to sort all these little things in the house. Another valid point again is it actually boosts your self-respect and ego. It boosts it. You won't see yourself relying on your husband all the time to spend all the money. It actually gives them an edge where you are.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
I just
gives them
remember
an edge where you are.
Something I read on Facebook where a man actually said there was a big post, like what have you, a very nasty post. But that comment, the guy actually said that 1 month that his wife disobeyed him or something like that. And so he refused to subscribe their TV so that she would not watch her favorite channel. And then he watched her suffer for 1 month. First of all, there are a lot of things wrong in that comment. You enjoyed watching your partner your partner is an extension of you. Your partner is your better half. But you enjoyed watching your partner suffer. What world are you from? Now, again, if that woman had the money, maybe she would have just gone ahead to subscribe the TV. But she couldn't do it because she was 100% dependent on the husband. Now, this is not to say that as a woman, you, like I tell you all the time, the choice is yours. If you decide you just want to be a kept woman, you just have to know what you are signing in for. But I hope that you make better decisions. I mean, you are watching Empower Her, so you should know that empowering yourself is your #1 goal. So please continue.
You know, also on that note, I would also like to chip in that, you know, every family have the way they run.
Yes.
You understand? Because the husband have not done it doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and do it. You need to seek permission to go ahead with that.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Yes. Because it depends on how they've structured their family. Sometimes if you do it, the man might see it as bruising of ego. Or you're being rebellious about something, or you're trying to be disrespectful. So I think that in that scenario, the woman will have to talk about her own part, so we'll know how to put mouth inside.
You get? Yeah, I'm wondering. No, I didn't look at it from that perspective. But then, if I don't want, if this is what I want, and I'm suffering because I don't have it, and I can actually afford it, but I'm afraid of going ahead to go and get it because I'm afraid of how my husband will react. How about just subscribe the one that only me will be watching? And you don't have to know. We have catch up. Yes, you get. This is the power of having money.
And that is why you need to have money. Yes, that is why you need to have money.
Having money, when you have money, you will know all the choices available to you.
Exactly. Like if it's not available, you can sub your phone and go through your YouTube and watch whatever you want to watch so far as you have enough data. But if you do not have money, how do you watch them?
How do you watch it? And now, let us just be honest. Now, this is 2020, almost 24. It's still 23. It was almost 24. Now, people are saying, men are saying, and I am bound to agree with them on this. Nobody wants a liability.
At all.
Now, if that is what you guys agree, and if it works for you, that is good. But I feel that there are certain conversations that you are supposed to have before you even venture into this lifelong commitment.
Exactly.
So, for example, you talked about you wake up by 4, by 5, you take care of the children. I mean, you can also choose to have this conversation before getting married, because you know that you can only strike a deal when you or before you tie the knot. The moment you tie the knot is over. I
will kind of disagree with you on that because, you know, being a mom is expected and unexpected. Yes, is expected and unexpected. A lot of ladies have actually planned on how they would deal with this motherhood thing, and then 5 years, 6 years into the marriage, no child yet.
Yes.
And they are still pushing. And then some people, they said, okay, after the marriage, we'll have kids. This is how we draft it. And you see yourself that when you have these kids, you're not even working with those plans anymore. So being a mom comes with expected and unexpected things, especially the unexpected. Yes, especially the unexpected. So if you're going to be having conversations of how will you wake up and who do you wake up and all those things, I think it might not really go exactly the way you are planning it to go. Yes, because you would need to be in the scenario, you would need to be in the face of this action, so you would know the right actions to take at that time. Because it all depends on what you're doing. Because even this waking up by 5 a.m., for me, sometimes if it's a day I will have to prepare noodles, I wouldn't wake up by 5. I would wake up by 6. Because it's a fast food. Then maybe the day I will need to prepare beans and yam or beans and rice or something, because beans alone takes time.
Yes.
So I would have to wake up by 4 o'clock. So everything depends on.
Or for me, I can say you can even parboil the beans the night before, and then in the morning you can now, you know, finish.
Yes, however it works for you, you know. So everything is strategy. Being a mom is a strategy. You need to strategize constantly so you can be at your game.
Yeah, you can be top of your game.
On top of your game.
So that brings me to the next question that I'm really, really interested in. That is societal expectation. You know, talking to some women, actually, before this topic came on TV, speaking to some women, you discover that there is this thing that women don't talk to us about. Like married mothers don't talk to us about. Moms. The fact that they are always feeling like they're not doing enough. I'm not raising this child well enough. This is not how they raised me. Why is it going south? I'm doing east, it's going north. what is going on? I am not a good mom. I'm not always there for my children. Or am I choosing my work too much over my children? Or am I doing too much? Am I always coming to work with, you know, I'm a mother, oh, I'm a mother, my children. Am I being there? Am I, that societal expectation, you know, meeting up, showing up, being that committed employee that your employer employed you to be? And also being that mother that you made a commitment to be when you found out that you are going to have a baby.
Yes, and that is where the problem lies. Consistency is the word. Consistency, and also you need to be flexible.
Okay.
You need to be flexible. Consume your time.
Okay.
Consume your time. That little time you have with your child, spend it. When you wake up in the morning, you're doing everything to get to work. When you pick them from school, that little time you have, that short period from that 4 to 8 in the night, from that 5 to 8 in the night before they go to bed, make sure you use it judiciously and let it be consistent. Because if you're not consistent in this journey of motherhood and career, you will see yourself missing out. And it's not just about missing out, you will be feeling unfulfilled. You will feel that you were not doing enough. That is when it sets in. But if you consume your time, take it up, enjoy it, embrace it, especially the little moments you have with these people, these children, your family, you would enjoy being into the world.
How about in the workforce? How about as an employee? Now, how do you take charge and still show up and know that, yeah, I am an employee and I need to show up and do my best, and I don't have to give excuses because I'm a mom?
That is why you need to be flexible. If you're flexible at your job and also in the house, you would know how to manage it. You know that when you get to the office, this is what you need to do, and you don't need excuses. Because if you really want to balance it, you can also try other choices too by having a help in the house.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to balance this work life and being a mom doesn't mean you have to stress yourself out or go off it.
Or
you can also, you know, you can also seek for help outside. How do you do this? You can employ a nanny. You understand? And then you can also, you get caregivers that can take care of your children.
And this is Nigeria. You always have all those extended siblings
that want to stay with you.
That want to stay with you.
Especially, you need to properly scrutinize them.
Yeah.
Because these are children that they're growing up with. And yes, they're going to influence them. And you make sure. Yes. So you have to make sure as a mom that whatever influence is going to come, it has to be a positive one. So you need to be flexible. Knowing that when I get to the office, I'm supposed to report at the office by this time. And then I'm supposed to do this and I'm supposed to do that. And then within this period, you're supposed to do this. You're not supposed to bring up excuses of being a mom. Because at that point, you're not a mom.
You are just you.
You are just you. And you're a staff working in that organization.
And you are being paid to do that job.
Exactly. So you need to know that number one, which is your primary aim of being there, is to work. And then your primary aim of being in the house is to be the wife and the mother that is deserved of you. That is why I would not approve of women that go home and then continue to work.
Okay.
All these remote jobs. I think that there should be time for everything. Because if you're flexible with your time and you're consistent with your time, you'll be able to manage it. Notwithstanding that there might be times that we might need a break.
Yeah.
You know, there might be times you might need a break to rest and also to try and grab yourself, to catch your breath.
Yes, very important.
That will be understood. Because I bet you that if you put in your time in your office and your boss sees that you're working efficiently to make sure that the jobs are done, he would know when you break down.
Yes.
He would know. And he would really acknowledge it when you go and tell him, boss,
because
I need
you
a break.
don't necessarily even have to be a mom to break down.
Exactly.
Sometimes just run into this mental block.
Yes. So if you are consistent with your job and you don't come up with the excuses, oh, I'm a mom, oh, I need to do this, I would say to you, baby girl, you are not ready for this life. You are not. You need to balance it. That is why some women, they will choose to own a shop. They will tell you, you see this working thing?
I cannot work for somebody else. I'd rather be my own boss.
It's not for me. I need to be my own by myself. Why? Yeah. Because of this challenge of inconsistency. Because it doesn't work with everybody. It's not everybody that wants to work.
They've not yet hacked the art
themselves into it.
Yes, balancing being working
mom,
somewhere
and
also being a homemaker.
And if you check those women, they go to their shops around 10, 11. That is when they must have caught their breath from running around in the whole morning, making breakfast, and getting the children ready for school, and also preparing the husband also to get to work.
Yeah, and if that's what works for them, that is good. I mean, imagine you have the money to own a convenience store,
exactly,
and then you employ someone to do it for you. This life not supposed to
being
hard.
a boss mom.
Boss mom. That's good. Being a boss mom.
Yes, a boss mom.
But you don't actually have to have your own supermarket to be a boss mom. Wherever you are, crushing it. You know, there are some people who are always feeling like they're not doing enough. I want to tell you that there's no rules and regulations in doing these things.
Yes.
There is no set out. What works for your mom might not work for you. And what is working for me, what is working for Chineye might not work for me.
Yes.
What is working for me might not work for you. And it's okay. And of course, sometimes you make some decisions and they don't turn out well. But don't beat yourself up. Just learn from it and then do better.
Yes.
You remember the story that we heard, you know, backstage when somebody was saying how there's this other woman and for her children basically knew her sister as their mom.
Yes.
Because she was never around.
She was never there.
She was never around. We know that it was, I would like to think that it was not an easy decision for her to make.
And it wasn't intentional also.
Yes, I would like to think. Although I believe that there are other ways that you can better manage the situation.
Yes.
But regardless of what you are doing, I know you are doing it for your own good, and I know that you're doing it for the good of the children.
Yes.
And then we are always also here celebrating and saluting you.
Exactly.
Is there anything you'd like to say to all the women out there who they just feel like I'm not getting it right? I don't think I'm raising this child the right way.
Okay. I would say to you that for the fact that you're being a mom, that is already enough for you. Every other thing is an added advantage. So whatever you're doing, make sure that you're consistent about it. Take care of these kids to the best you can. Make out time for these children, because the number one is that you are a role model to these children. You are the first hero they are looking up to. You and their dad. So if you as a working mom and also as a wife in the house cannot manage your life, make sure you come to a resolution on how you can manage it. But you are not a bad mom. You are not. You are actually the best mom for your kids. But you need to do the necessary things you need to do to keep yourself sane and at the same time keep the family together.
You are the best mom. Chineye said it all, and we always salute you. That is what we are here for.
Exactly.
To salute you and to give you your well-deserved flowers.
Yeah.
Now, back to you, Chineye. You know, sometimes family responsibilities and then your work advancements, because take it as not, nobody wants to come to work and just remain in the same position. You want to see yourself growing.
Yes.
You want to be climbing, you want to be taking that ladder one rung after the other. But sometimes your responsibility or your career advancement actually clashes with your responsibilities and your priorities at home. Now, how do you merge this? How do you manage this when it's as if for you to advance in your career, you have to leave your family behind for a bit or maybe overlook certain things, or for you to if you are going to focus solely on your family, you're going to miss out in the work front. How do you manage this situation?
Okay, so first off, I calm down. Yes.
Breathe.
I calm down. I take a breath. I tell myself, baby girl, calm down. I think of the positive ways forward that I can achieve this. So what do I come up with? I need to discuss with my husband that this is what I'm pursuing. Because funny as it may sound, there is no career woman out there that can do so well without the support of their husbands.
Yeah.
Because you see yourself pursuing this goal and the man is out there just looking at you. While we have the supportive ones telling you, go girl, go do it, I'll look after the kids. Do you know why it's going like that? It is because they've had this conversation with their partners. This is what I want. This is what I'm getting to. This is the stage I'm getting to in my career. How do we do this? Please, I would need your support. You need to have that conversation. That is the only way you pull through. But if you say you want to do it on your own, then you would see yourself breaking out at the end of the day, and you wouldn't be that full-time mom that your children will want to see in the house.
Yeah.
So how am I able to overcome this? I need to have a conversation with my partner and tell him, I need your support.
And then you know that whatever method, whatever one you choose, you know that you have the blessing and the
permission and the support.
permission.
The permission, very important. Yes, funny as it may sound, you as a woman under your husband, you can't do anything without his permission and support.
Oh,
he needs to permit you and say, okay, go ahead, go ahead. And then when he permits you, he automatically supports you.
Yeah.
So if you see these women like Okonjo-Iweala that is there, the husband is there. Queen Elizabeth of England, the husband was by her side until she died.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So this is the thing. So they will support you. She was there with the husband, and the man was just there as a support system. Because on how you're doing these things, you need to, at a time, sit back and relax.
And breathe.
And how do you relax? You sit down and relax by someone. You talk to the person. And there is no other person to do this with if not your spouse.
Because your husband is actually your partner.
Exactly.
Is another you. I
So,
like to think of your husband as another you.
So whatever you say is like a reflection of yourself. Whatever you say to him, he's there to tell you, okay, it will work. It might not work this way. Sometimes it might also be uncomfortable for them. And they would, if you have an expressive partner, they would also express their concern. I don't like it. It might not be going this way. Through this conversation, that is how you would know where to move to and how to move.
Okay, and this is for those who have supportive partners. Who have partners who are pushing them,
exactly,
and encouraging them to reach and to do their best and to reach for the stars.
But
and
if you do not have a supportive partner and you really want to push through with your goals, not having a supportive partner doesn't mean you've married a bad man.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay,
yes.
That's another way to look at it.
Not having a supportive partner doesn't mean that you married a bad man. Because they didn't support you,
goals.
you know, because they didn't support you here doesn't mean that they won't support you here. Okay. All you need to do is constantly make him understand that this is what you want and this is why you want to do it. And even if he disagrees, you still have to find a way around. That is why you guys are in that thing together. Everybody have their goals. But for you, you have to come to a conclusion. For him to also, he would also need your support at a time.
Yes.
So you have to just come in and understand why he's reacting that way and then try and make him see things from this angle without violence.
Men are so going to love this. You know what? I am so in for this conversation about having a support system. But right now we are going to go on a quick break. And when we come back, we are going to ask her more about her own support system, outside of her husband.
Yes.
Because we get the gist. Your
exactly.
husband is your number one support system. Yeah, outside your husband. So please continue to stay with us.
All right.
Welcome back to Empower Her. Of course, this is that program designed for you as a woman who is either struggling, you know, to get your life back in order, or who is owning up to it. And today we've been talking with the amazing Chinenye, and she's been giving it to us masbos. The last one she talked about support, and even she said getting permission from your husband. I couldn't even counter it. What a word. And so Chinenye, thank you for staying with us here on Empower Her.
Thank you.
And now, talking about the support system that we mentioned earlier. Now you said how your husband is your number one support system, and I'm so in for that, because I mean that is what you are here for, right? That is what then is the point of getting married, if not to have a stand, somebody who will be standing you through it all.
Exactly.
But outside of your husband, do you have other support system? Because from what people tell me all the time, sometimes their husband can be very, you know, can be a handful to manage. To manage a grown man.
Tactically unemotional.
Oh yes. So now, when you don't want to talk to your husband, or you are looking for a third party, like, do you have another support system that you go to, you know, to bounce ideas off of them, or even to just cry to them? Tell us about it.
Yes. That is why women need to develop this relationship with their fellow women. Yes. I have these friends of mine, yes, that I talk to. Sometimes we take it as a gist, and it helps a lot, because in as much as you're trying to be a good mom and also a career woman, there comes a time that you need to share some things. And if your husband is not there, there have to be someone that needs to be there. Yes. Doesn't necessarily have to be an opposite sex.
Yeah.
It might also have to be your co-woman.
Yeah, I will actually encourage
So
that.
I have friends that I talk to, female friends that understand life. You know, there are girls that they are not yet married, but they understand what life is all about.
I was going to ask you that your support system, are they just made up of married women like you?
No. We have the single one. I have my single friends inside, and then I have the married ones inside. Yes, more of the married women than the single ones actually. So, but the single ones that you see me with, they are the ones that understand how life is. Yes, you wouldn't see me with all these, you know. All right, let's hold it there. So I have my friends that I talk to, and they are great support system for me. Yes.
Yeah, this is very beautiful. Just in about a minute or two, because we have some questions that sent by some of our viewers that I would like us to tackle, like we saw earlier. I want us to tackle that. But before then, in just about a minute, tell us about self-care, because sometimes women, moms especially, neglect self-care, or they feel guilty. Oh, I cannot believe I'm buying sunscreen for myself. I mean, my children never even chop. What is this? So what is the place of self-care, and how seriously do you take it as a mom?
It is very serious. I take it very, very seriously. Yes. And you know, when you start lacking these things is by the point you have a child. The moment you have a baby and you see your skin breaking out,
and I want
from
to say
pregnancy.
that self-care includes both the skincare and of course the mental health.
Exactly. So by the time you see yourself breaking out from pregnancy after childbirth, stretch marks on the body, especially in exposing areas that you don't want them to be, and then you feel that you are not as good or attractive as you used to be, you don't need to slow down. Sometimes when you look yourself at the mirror and then you see some things on your body, you ask yourself, is this me? And at that point, you get tired. You tell yourself, it is what it is. Now born, I born.
I no keep person.
I no keep person. I'm now a mother. I'm no longer that girl. But you forget that after childbirth, there is still life going on. So what do? You need to get back to who you are. And if you don't know, self-care is a therapy.
Wow.
For me, making my hair, making sure my hair is good at all time is what I love the most. It's my therapy that I love the most. I love to be on top of my game, fixing my nails, fixing my lashes, because these were things I like to do. So the moment I give birth to my child and then I stay a few months, I go back to these things. But before then, I need to wash out my skin. Because, you know, there is this bad blood that comes with pregnancy for 9 months. So I need to clean my skin. I need to go for a skin routine that I have to do for a while till my skin comes back to what it used to be. And then I need to do my hair immediately after childbirth. Yes. So I can regain my confidence back, because this thing boosts confidence in women.
Yes, it does.
It boosts confidence in women. So that's why you see some fellow women looking more women than the other.
Yeah,
but there is no woman that is actually more woman than the other. It is the way you look at it.
Yeah, but I know I do say that. We are all women, but some are more women than other women. Okay, now, so let us look at some of these questions just in about a minute each. This person said, how do you manage the daily challenges of being a mother and pursuing a career simultaneously?
Okay, like I said earlier, routine. Routine. You need to have a routine. That is the only way you can manage it. Routine. And when you have this routine mapped out, you need to be consistent about it. You need to be consistent about it. When you know that 5 a.m. you're up for the day, make sure you stick to that time. How do you do this? You set an alarm. It will help you. Once the 5 o'clock is up, it will start ticking. And then you know that you are up for the day. I know sometimes you might be sluggish to wake up after the day's activities, that you slept late or something, but you need to try. Consistency is the key word there.
So okay, now this second person said that struggling with guilt of missing out on my child's activity while at work is my biggest challenge. How do I deal with this?
How do you deal with this? You need to be flexible with your time and balance it. That is how you deal with it. Know when you should give your children that time. Because, you know, sometimes when you're back from the day's work, you become so tired that even if the kids comes to you to play with you, you would send them away. That they should go and stay with the help, or they should just leave you at that time. You need to know that that is the only time you have to put in with these children, to show them that motherly care and love they are looking out for. Please do not deprive them of it. Please.
So this person said, how una dey find time for una selves amidst the chaos of family and work responsibility? And I do understand, you know, you will have your child screaming and you still have a job to do. And I think that this one is even especially for women who work from home. But how about you now? Because you are the one we have. So how do you find time amidst the chaos of family and work responsibilities?
Okay, how do I find time for that? I breathe.
Breath. You are a human. You are somebody's daughter before
Yes,
you became somebody's mother.
I was somebody's daughter, and I was also running around my own mom. I need to breathe.
My mom used to say, "I don't kill my mama. Oh, no, go kill
At
me."
all. I need to breathe. Sometimes you lock yourself inside the room, and then you leave them outside.
How?
But when you leave them outside, one man will be telling you that these children are screaming. You don't do that. Oh. So some mothers go as far as putting on headsets on their head to make sure that they don't hear the screams and all those things. I don't know how they do it.
But if they start doing, you know, destroying everywhere, how would you know? I can see that this one you have like, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do. It is what it is. Okay, this woman said, juggling multiple roles without feeling burnt out. I am a mom and I manage a business and I'm also an employee. Any tips for juggling multiple roles?
Juggling multiple.
Yeah, juggling multiple roles. Like she's a mother, so having to have that full-time job as a mother. Now she says she's also a business owner, so she manages her own business and she still works for somebody else. So she's literally wearing 3 hats. So how to manage this? First of all, you are a superwoman.
A superwoman.
You are a superwoman,
and we are
saluting you.
I give it to you.
Yeah, because having even just one child is already a full-time job.
I give it to you.
Living in Nigeria, one of my guests said that living in Nigeria is already a full-time job.
I also think that she have actually answered the question by herself, because if you're able to manage this thing, 3 jobs at the same time, only you, that means that you found a way
around
to
it.
Manage yourself around this whole thing. You've wrapped yourself around it.
Thank you so much. And okay, I think that is all. We have some other questions there, but that is all that we can take for today. So just in closing, Chinenye, what word do you have for women out there? Now, I want to speak to different categories of women. We have the women who decided that, you know what, I'm not going to have a child. I don't think I can do this. And sometimes they feel guilty about it, not because they changed their mind, they now want to have children, but because they feel that society will be judging them for not having children, or you know, the guilt, somebody gave birth to me, now I don't want to give birth to somebody else. What word do you have for them? Now the second set, okay, let's take that one by one.
Okay, the first thing is, the first step to failure is actually looking out for what the society will say. Because the truth is, the society never favors anybody. It doesn't. It is you that go to the society and put out what you have for the society to see and deal with. You understand? So if you go about thinking about what the society would say, then you would really not achieve anything. So if you're out there and you've had your own personal decisions, either to be a mom or to not be a mom, or to manage yourself, the career and the job, and you've decided that this is what you want, so far as it is positive and is working for you, keep up with it. It's a good one. You're an adult.
Yes.
You are old enough to make decisions for yourself, but make sure that they do favor you.
Yes.
You understand?
Just for me, I would say just weigh your option, weigh the negative part and the positive part of your decision. But know that whatever you choose to do is really, really up to you. And then I'm going to ask you one question to ask yourself. Assuming you now give birth to this child, and just like you said, you knew yourself enough to say that I don't think I can deal with having children. So what if you now, just to please other people, you now give birth to a child, and then you're not able to manage or to raise the child very well? Will you be more fulfilled than you were before? I doubt that. So that will help you in feeling better about yourself and your decision.
You know, I think also it has to come to decision makings. You know, sometimes moments can make you decide. Moments, situation, experiences, conversations can make you decide. Because this motherhood something, you know, this journey to motherhood, I've seen young girls sit down and in the midst of where women, mothers, discuss of how painful child labor is.
They just say
the contractions and the things that comes with the labor, and they just decide, I don't think I'm having this child. I don't think I'm dealing with this. So at that point, you need to know if you are the one deciding for yourself, what is prompting this decision? It's also necessary to know what is prompting that decision of you not wanting to have a child. Is it because of the situation you see yourself into? That is why you end up seeing yourself having a baby tomorrow and you don't know how to manage your life, because you've gone to decide based on what you've heard, based on the circumstances you see yourself. You need to prepare yourself for whatever comes your way. That is why I'm talking about expected things and unexpected things during motherhood and career.
Okay, so the final set of people, I actually have 2 more sets, but let's just take one. The final set of people I would like to talk to, you know, we have women who they feel that they can do this. They feel that they can manage their home and also their career and advance to get to any level that they want to get to, but their husband is not in support. Like, they don't have a supportive partner. What advice do you have for them? Just in about 30 seconds.
Okay, this is quite a tough one. This is gonna be a tough one, but hey girl, if you do not have a supportive partner, I would like to believe that it is not the point that you need that support that you found out that your partner is not supportive. Yes, it is not at that point that you need that support that you found out that you do not have a supportive partner. Because you see, this relationship of marriage, it is something that you go through before you hit the nail on the head. You should know before now the kind of man you are married to. You should know the kind of woman you are married to. If you as a woman do not have a supportive partner, all you need to do is to put in more work, because it is more work on your side also. You wouldn't dump your marriage, you wouldn't leave it because your partner is not supporting you.
And you wouldn't leave your dreams as well.
Or your dreams also. It is you calling for more work, because like I said earlier, you know the kind of man you are marrying. So it is you adding more work to the work you're doing already. You need to work on that relationship. You need to get him on your good side. You need to do everything you can while you are still at your career. Do not put it on hold. You need to find a way to balance these things.
Especially if you are looking at the corporate world, because if you stay out of touch for say 10 years, it will be difficult to get you back into the system.
Very, very. So you need to find any square you need to use.
So, like, what other encouraging word you have out there for all the mothers out there who are working and also have their families to manage? Give them their flowers, girl.
Mwah. You are doing great. You're doing good. Make sure that you are the woman that your husband married and the mother that your children are expecting to look up to.
And the daughter that your father gave birth to.
Your father gave birth to. And the child, the girl child your mother raised.
And the you saw yourself being when you were 15 years old.
Exactly. Make sure you achieve all these things. Yes.
Thank you so much, and we love you, and we love you, and also you, Chinenye, we love you. You are amazing, and you're a superwoman. Thank you so much for being here with us today on EMPOWHER.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so looking forward to having you again.
Yes.
And just as we were discussing, one topic popped into my head: the questions to ask before saying I do, because I really want to have that conversation with you. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for staying with us today on today's episode of EMPOWHER. I trust that you have learned so much. Of course, if you have other stories and other tips and even questions, you can keep them coming. Use it, #EMPOWHER on social media. And of course, you can text us on our social media platforms or send me an email at bestnwachinemere60@gmail.com. We might feature your insights in our upcoming episodes. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to extend our gratitude to Chinenye Dominica for sharing her insights and her journey. Balancing motherhood and career is indeed a formidable task, but with the right mindset and support, it is a challenge that many women embrace and they conquer every day by day. I am so proud of you ladies. Remember to stay connected with us on social media, and I look forward to empowering you with more insightful episodes. Until next time, this is Best Nwachinemere signing off from EMPOWHER. Take care.